aunt's a very lucky woman, Angelica, because she has two lives. She has the life she's leading, also the book she's writing.
Mrs. Dalloway said she would buy the flowers herself.
Mrs. Dalloway said she would buy the flowers herself.
Sally, I think I'll buy the flowers myself.
3 different women.
This life, it's what I've always wanted. I had an idea of our happiness.
Each living a lie.
I wish, for your sake, Leonard, I could be happy in this quietness.
Each putting someone else's life
Good morning, Mrs. Dalloway.
first.
That is what we do. That is what people do. They stay alive for each other.
What about your own life? Just wait till I die. Then you'll have to think of yourself.
Mom, what's happening?
He gives me that look to say, your life is so trivial.
It only matters if you think it's true.
My life has been stolen from me.
Virginia, you have an obligation to your own sanity.
I am attended by doctors everywhere. I am attended by doctors who inform me of my own interests.
Baking the cake for Daddy to show him that we love him.
Otherwise, he won't know we love him.
That's right.
I don't know what's happening. I seem to be unraveling.
Come to bed, Laura Brown.
I remember one morning getting up at dawn. There was such a sense of possibility. And I remember thinking to myself, this is the beginning of happiness. I have lost those feelings forever.
Mommy, I love you.
Don't worry, honey. Everything's fine. You're my guy.
To look life in the face, to know it for what it is, to love it for what it is. It is the right of every human being.
The story is 3 women and the relationship between the 3 women. Again, one woman writing the book, another woman reading the book, and a third woman, if you like, being the major character in the book. The relationship between the 3 women always felt it had huge cinematic dynamism to it. It's a turning point for all 3 women, this one day that the whole film happens in, and each woman, if you like, is facing a particular challenge, which is a major turning point in their lives on this one day. And that's certainly true for Virginia Woolf.
She was very mischievous. She was very, she had a joie de vivre, which a lot of times when people play her, it's caricatured. She had a lot of depth, and she was obviously battling mental illness. But I thought what was so fascinating about her is that people were so attracted to her in terms of being in her orbit, and that she was playful. And so part of me really wanted that to come through.
China tea, I think. And ginger.
We'd have to go to London for ginger, madam.
The 12:30 train, Nellie, will get you into London just after 1. If you return on the 2:30, you should be back in Richmond soon after 3. Do I miscalculate? No. Well, then is something detaining you, Nellie?
Stephen talked about editing the movie is that he wanted her to be the narrator. And so through it you go, who's she going to kill? When she says, she's going to die. It's interesting how, and she's deciding, and you actually get into the mind of a writer.
I play a character named Laura, who is a homemaker in 1952, and she's someone who's, really actually very depressed and sort of desperately unhappy, and hasn't, I think, particularly chosen the life that she's leading.
Are you coming to bed?
Yeah, in a minute.
Come to bed, Laura Brown. I ran into Ray. He said Kitty had to go to the hospital.
I know.
Nothing serious, he said, just a checkup.
I'm terrified.
It's revealed to be important later on in the film. It's the day that she makes a decision about what she's going to do with the rest of her life. And it appears to be a very ordinary day in the life of a mother and a young son. And you see their relationship, and you see how their day transpires, and you watch her difficulties, but I think you really believe that it's just another ordinary day. And you find out later that it was a day that was kind of momentous for her and for her little boy.
The day of this story is the day that Clarissa is putting together a party to celebrate a prize, a very prestigious literary prize that Richard has won. And he's convinced he's won it because he's dying. And she's trying to pull him into the light of celebrating how wonderful she believes he is.
Would I be angry if you didn't show up at the party?
Would you be angry if I died?
If you died?
Who is this party for?
What do you mean, who's it for? What are you asking? What are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm saying I think I'm only staying alive to satisfy you.
Stephen's really good at understanding how to physicalize the interior world. What could be a little contained, quiet story has been opened up by him.
I remember one morning getting up at dawn. There was such a sense of possibility. You know, that feeling? And I remember thinking to myself, so this is the beginning of happiness. This is where it starts. And of course, there'll always be more.
Do you know where the cemetery is? Okay, fine.
We're all set.
Only child gone. You must be filled with all kinds of conflicting feelings right now.
Turn out the light.
This is Joe Nance. Joe's Diana's fiance.
I'm sure the two of you look just gorgeous together.
Try to breathe.
What do you think you're gonna do without our girl?
We're gonna get back on our feet and come out swinging.
This may be a capital case, which means the pressure falls on you. I'm gonna need you to be there, all of you, for your daughter.
Honey, those were gifts.
Grieving for grown-ups?
They're supposed to be helpful.
Please, this is helpful.
Guys, this is Joe.
Hey. No matter how difficult it might feel, no matter how desperately we want to kill each other, there's always this warm body on my right, and he never lets me down. You find your home.
Maybe if it's okay, I can say to you something I didn't get a chance to say to her.
Jake Gyllenhaal plays Joe Nass, who's a young man who literally has just lost his fiancée and who came to town to live with her and her folks. Jake feels quite responsible to her family and to the community to sort of uphold their memory of who Diana was and would have been. And so it's a story about what happens when one sort of lets expectations from others sort of overtake one's own life choices, and he has to find the courage to really follow his own heart.
So commercial real estate.
Commercial real estate.
What the hell does that mean?
I have no idea.
And this is what you want to do?
Not really.
Oh, and what do you want to do?
I want to figure out what I want to do. For people, really, in one way or another, grieving the loss of a loved one, and how they covered up their grief, and then eventually how the situations in their life forced them to deal with it.
He's right here, Ben. Talk to him.
He knows how important this was.
All right, tell him.
You tell him.
Damn it, Ben, you are doing it again.
What?
That thing!
What
You'd always
thing?
talked around the girl, you never talked to her.
What?
You never said a straight thing to her, Ben. From the time she was 9 years old, you made me do it.
That is so unfair.
God forbid she should grow up and then you might have to, too. I mean, the perfect father as long as she was a kid.
That's so unfair.
Don't you see that you're doing it again?
So unfair, and you know it.
Okay, pal, you really want to get into it? Then you stick around. If not, go walk the dog because I'm mad at you now.
I'd never seen anybody deal with grief the way this woman does. I love that. I thought it was really funny and at the same time moving.
Now you call us anytime you need to. Damn it, you poor things. We're here, okay?
I think I was drawn to her kind of edgy sense of humor. She's incredibly honest. She's just really funny and very present. And especially now in the midst of this moment can really just cut through all the fake whatever to the core of the truth.
There's just a lot of absurdly comic moments at times when you would least expect it. And there are some extraordinarily poignant and serious moments in the heat of a comic moment in life. It can be very funny to see someone in denial. It can be very funny to see people not dealing with reality. Saying Swanson checking up. What are you complaining about? You were livid all day because the Carlsons didn't even ask about Diana.
That's right.
Well, which is it, Joe?
It's both, Benjamin. It pisses me off when they ask about her, and it pisses me off when they don't, and that is just the way it is, so there.
New York City. 12 million people. 22 million phones. A billion connections a day.
I believe in you, man. Big Q, be reasonable.
I'm a gangster. I don't gotta be reasonable.
Cutting
Listen,
out.
I'm gonna kill
Hello?
you, crap.
Big
You
Q?
keep talking about.
Stu Shepard thought he had the game wired.
How's business? Tickets. All for Britney Spears, right? Look, you owe me, Stu. It's gotta be the night of the 18th, and I will deliver you a truckload of celebrities.
But today, someone's got his number.
Yep.
Don't even think about leaving that booth.
Wrong number, pal.
I'm aiming at you right now. Can you feel it? Stu.
Did you call me Stu? Who is this?
Someone who enjoys watching you. I have a .30 caliber bolt action 700 with a Hensoldt tactical scope.
You mean like a rifle?
At this range, the exit wound ought to be about the size of a small tangerine.
You're bluffing.
There's only one way to find out.
Oh my God, you shot him.
Look at all of the people, Stu.
He's the shooter!
I've seen him!
It wasn't me!
I love the girls and the...
What did I do to deserve this? How? Why me?
If you have to ask, then you're not ready to know yet.
Put down the gun and raise your hands.
Where's the gun? What? You see a gun? I want to see you talk to when you're what? I didn't shoot anybody.
I just want to hear your side of it, that's all. If you tell him, I will kill you.
I ain't got no side of it.
You're in this position because you're not telling the truth.
I'm in this position because you've got a gun.
Come on, Stu. Don't you get the game yet? Confess your sins, Stuart.
Hang up.
Stu hasn't been totally honest with you. His wife looks very angry.
He said he wasn't married.
Leave her out of this.
I have your wife here with me.
This is exciting. You get to choose between them. Kelly, Pam, bam, bam.
Get her out of here, all right?
Yeah, they're in position.
Move. I give the orders here.
Look, I'm sure we can work this out.
Get down. It's do or die time.
Get down.
1.
Hold your fire!
2. 3.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.
Or anyone you will ever know.
Frida Kahlo was one of the most original women of her time.
Señor Rivera! Diego!
Who are you? What do you want?
I have something important to discuss with you.
Okay, come on up here.
No, you come down. I didn't come here for fun or to flirt. If I'm not good enough, I have to do something else to help my parents. Hey, listen, if you think I'm going to sleep with you just because you've taken me under your wing, you're wrong.
I was painting murals and womanizing in peace when you came along.
Behind the romance.
We'll have to get married, you know.
But you don't believe in marriage.
Of course I do. I've had 2 wives already.
Diego and Frida.
Behind the glamour.
You paint her too, Mrs. Rivera.
Just killing time.
She's much better than me. You'll see.
Behind the madness.
You guys never belong to anybody. He's the best of friends and the worst of husbands.
I told you who I was when you married me.
Yes, and you promised to be loyal.
Lies the mystery of one of the most seductive.
Frida, of all people, why?
Because we wanted to.
Broken my heart, Frida.
It hurts, doesn't it?
And most intriguing women of ours or any time.
I loved your paintings.
Salma Hayek, Alfred Molina, Antonio Banderas, Valeria Golino, Ashley Judd, Mia Maestro, Edward Norton, and Jeffrey Rush.
We are telling a love story where the most important thing is endurance and unconditional love, which is with Diego. But we are also telling a love story with life, because Frida Kahlo had a love affair with life and death, and she was very, very passionate and very in love with everything in life. If you think I'm going to sleep with you just because you've taken me under your wing, you're wrong.
We will solemnly swear, right here, right now, that we will be friends only.
Fine. The way Frida loved Diego was definitely unconditional. And this was clear from the beginning. But I think we find out through time, that the way Diego loved Frida was also unconditional. She teaches him this, I think.
I think it's quite possible that we were born for each other.
But you don't believe in marriage.
Of course I do. I've had 2 wives already.
Exactly. You can't be true to only one woman.
True, yes. Faithful. No. Unfortunately, I'm physiologically incapable of fidelity.
Oh, really?
Yes, a doctor acquaintance of mine confirmed this.
What a convenient diagnosis.
They lived a very, what was for them certainly a very unconventional life, which was both provoking and shocking to the people at the time, the government at the time. They were revolutionaries, both artistically and politically.
I must ask you one last time to reconsider your position.
I will not compromise my vision.
In that case, this is your fee, paid in full, as agreed, but your services are no longer required.
It's my painting.
On my wall.
It's the people's wall!
Frida quite clearly painted episodes from her life, but very subjective episodes. And yet throughout her life, you could see these events that would culminate in a painting. And as you watch these events unfold in a subjective way, they start to become a little bit more abstract, a little bit surreal, and painting, and the audience, how that painting came into being. Because you experienced the moment that those ideas were hammered or became visible to Frida, or were fragmented, or came out of an emotional moment or in her life. And that makes her story ripe for filmmaking.
It's important to tell the story about this woman who was so full of courage to be who she was and to take life as it came and enjoyed every second of it intensely, even the sufferings. And I think that's inspirational, you know, because she had a really, really tough life, and still she you know, smelled and tasted every part of it. And that made me passionate. Her passion made me passionate.
Basta. Whoever takes the biggest swig can dance with me.
I'd rather have an intelligent enemy than a stupid friend.
Shall we?
My name is Charles Hirsch Barris. I have written pop songs. I have been a television producer. In addition, I have murdered 33 human beings.
I talked to a psychic today, and she said that you were going to be very successful.
A pretty girl asks 3 handsome guys questions, and she picks one to date. That's it. That's the show.
His future was uncertain.
I'm sorry about your show. Are you okay?
I just want to entertain people.
His every move was being watched.
I could use your help. I work for the Office of Diplomatic Security.
Is that the CIA or something?
Are you interested? I can teach you at least 30 different ways to kill a man, Mr. Barris.
The edge of your hand against your adversary's Adam's apple.
Mr. Goldberg!
Hi, Chuck. I have a hole in my daytime schedule.
It's the Gong Show!
It's a perfect cover. TV producer by day, CIA operative at night. Think of it as a hobby, something you do to relax.
Dankeschön. I'm Chuck.
Here you are, Chuck. Pleasantly surprised. You're not like the other murderers.
When you lead 2 different lives, it's easy to forget what side you're on.
Hey,
all right! Penny, Patricia, how'd you find me?
Are you serious? This is what I do for a living.
What does she mean that's what she does?
You're dead
for
in
a
my
living?
book.
Do you want me around or not?
Everything's complicated. You work for me. There's no backing out now. We've let you in on everything.
Drew Barrymore, George Clooney, Julia Roberts, and Sam Rockwell as Chuck Barris.
Look who comes out of hiding.
Someone changed sides.
It's over. It's finished. Your history.
dead man.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Chuck was sort of an innovator in TV, and the movie's about Chuck as a producer and Chuck as a secret agent for the CIA. Well, George Clooney plays Jim Bird, and Jim Bird finds Chuck when he's sort of down on his luck, takes him to a restaurant bar and talks to him about joining the CIA.
Okay, what's this money deal you were talking about?
I work for a government agency. Always looking for good, enthusiastic men to help us carry out our directives.
What kind of work? What government agency?
Problem-solving work.
Why me?
I'm happy to report you fit our profile, Mr. Barris. Are you interested in the work?
I knew that I knew her. I knew exactly how I wanted to play her. I knew exactly how she should be.
Jesus Christ, man! Out of me. What are you doing here?
I've been crashing here for a while. I've been waiting for you. Where you been?
Mexico, just on a little vacation.
Oh, you didn't drink the water, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not.
I don't know.
I'm a hippie now.
Wow.
I've been to San Francisco,
Great.
and it's amazing there. Everybody loves everybody. Will you come back there and be my old man with me? Well, not that old.
Fanny, I'm a little tired now, so maybe...
Oh, wait, I gotta play you this song. Such a good director, and everyone always says, oh, well, actors make the best directors, and if, I just know certainly in his case, whatever it is, it works, it's right.
So, you hire great people, great actors around you, and have a good script, and then you just try and not screw it up. That's your job. Not screw it up and just, you're a general, you tell them where you want the shot, you kind of get everybody energized and go do it, and pray that you're not screwing it up, because you got a lot of really talented people looking at you going, wow. Let me ask you something, Chuck.
Jesus, what are you doing here?
See, I've been put in charge of a fairly large wet operation. I could use your help.
Have you noticed, Jim, I got a TV show on there. I don't need to kill people for hire anymore.
Think of it as a hobby. Something you do to relax. You can be an assassination enthusiast. How about I help you out with your little show? You help me out with my little operation, tit for tat. That's the kind of guy I am.
Oh, yeah. You're a piece of work.
I've seen this dating game of yours, Chuck, and I do have a thought. The whole process was pretty wild for me, but directing myself was the hardest. I do 2 or 3 takes and then cut and then go take a quick look at the monitor, and if I had it, I'd move on. I figured most of the time I'm going to be, since Sam is whose head we're in, I figured most of the stuff we're doing is going to be on Sam anyway, so I was sort of able to, and I knew I was editing it, so I knew what I absolutely had to have me saying on camera, and I'd get that part right. It's your job to follow directives, not question their validity. It's one of the bad guys.
Bad for the U.S., right, Jim? Not bad in an absolute sense, just bad for the U.S.
Dance with me. Renda's bad for the tea and biscuit company. He's bad for me personally. You work for me. Renda's bad for me. You're now officially a patriotic citizen of the United States of Jim Bird. There's no backing out now. We've let you in on everything. You don't play, you don't leave. You understand that? You don't play, you don't leave.
Where you from, Fisher? I'm from under a rock. Where'd you spend your childhood? Cleveland. Parents still live there? I never had any parents. That would make you a medical miracle, Seaman Fisher.
Nobody wants you. Nothing. Worthless. I hate you.
We touch on issues that have sort of been kept quiet and in the closet, and I know that that's why Antoine wanted his story told, to speak out to all those others.
His mind was so much bigger than his surroundings, and that's what kept him alive, the city that was inside of him.
Where you going?
Nowhere. Running away how you handle your problems? I don't have no problems.
Antoine never had anyone, so he's had to do all this discovery on his own.
think it's possible for somebody that had problems not to stay that way?
Your damn mammy didn't even want to see. This is not about them, this is about you.
What do I have to forgive to free yourself?
I think it's ultimately an uplifting story, and it's about his strength and his survival.
I'm still standing. I'm still strong.
I got a phone call from Denzel's agent, and he said, you know what, he'd like to meet you because he is interested in it. And I was jumping up and down, and he says, but there's a catch. He's interested in directing it.
First of all, just himself, and I was really impressed with him and fascinated and amazed by what he's gone through.
I said to him, I'm very interested in you directing it, but I'm also very interested in you playing the psychiatrist. That was my original intent, and I don't think one cancels out the other. And he was, it's a big undertaking to act, and it's a huge undertaking to direct, and it's the biggest undertaking to do both.
Congratulations, Petty Officer Fisher. I'm out of my mind. Yeah, that's what really made it difficult, just with the acting and directing, because I'm in the scene, like the two of us are sitting here now. Now I'm in the scene, and I got to go look at it on video, and I got to try to help you with your performance, not to mention who's looking at me. Let me tell you something, Seaman Fisher. Maybe it slipped your mind, but you are addressing a superior officer. You understand me?
He knows the process that we as actors need to go through. And particularly in a script like this, where there's a lot of emotional levels, and some of them are sometimes hard to get to. And he gives you those little words that maybe he says in his head in your ear to help you get there.
And he says, well, Derek, if this is really your heart, you'll say the same thing, but it may not come out the same. So I love mistakes, Derek.
You know what I'm saying?
And I never heard anybody say to me, I love mistakes.
We had about a weekly rehearsal in Cleveland, and that was Derek, Denzel, and I just running the lines, and Denzel giving us a lot of things to think about, even just in terms of background information that no one else is going to see, but just for us.
We set up a little Navy boot camp for them, and they got to hang out with Navy guys and learn how to salute and march and do all that kind of stuff.
About face. Dismiss.
2.5 years ago, I was on the outside looking in. I didn't have a manager, nor did I have an agent, so I just had a dream. And my heart kept on saying, be persistent, be persistent.
It was important to me. I really wanted new faces, someone that you would have no preconceived notions about. I think it's good. There's like a new generation of young African-American actors, there's been a whole wave, or two after my group. Oh, good for you. So it's good to give them the opportunity. When you locate your family, I want you to contact me.
You gonna try and find them?
I need to find him.
Since it's a story of survival against everything.
This is my time. It don't matter what you tried to do. You couldn't destroy me. Everybody, I believe, has a purpose. And sometimes we're not in the right environment where we're encouraged to express that. But inside, Antoine was very creative. And it shows that he had a hope.
I know I'm inspired by Antoine, and when you look at all that he's gone through and survived and made it, and hopefully, that we'll get that message out there and reach out to those who are dealing with difficult times or thinking that they can't make it, and they see this young man's life and say, hey, I can make it.
What you should learn, and learn it well. Nothing is what it seems.
His job was to recruit the best.
Nintendo.
I would like to welcome you here to the CIA Special Training Facility.
Looking good.
Thanks.
Those of you who do graduate will be official cover operatives.
And then he found someone who was perfect.
You graduated top of your class at MIT. You're agile, athletic. I am recruiting you.
Would I have to kill anyone?
Would you like to?
He will bring him into a secret world
Welcome to CIA.
where nothing is what it seems.
This is what you trained for. This is the job.
Layla?
She's a mole, James.
More mind games.
No, school's out. We paired you.
Now,
You trying to manipulate me?
Maybe.
It's working.
Why me? She trusts you, loves you maybe? And you're gonna take the love and you're gonna use it to find out who she's working for. If you are compromised...
Al Pacino,
Move now.
Colin Farrell,
She knows I'm suspect.
Bridget
You think this is a game, James?
I think it's a test.
The only thing more dangerous
I'm sorry, this is no test.
Everything is a test!
than crossing the line
I don't know why you turned. I don't care why you
James,
turned.
I didn't turn, you did!
is trusting the man who took you there.
What the hell is going on, Burke? Everything is a test.
The Recruit.
You can't see me being a father?
No. Well, I could see you fathering children. I couldn't see you raising any.
I would raise my own chalupas.
Well, we're definitely not having any kids together if you're going to be calling them chalupas.
It's probably your mother.
You have the worst timing ever.
Montgomery broken in? I'm Agent Flood with the Drug Enforcement Administration.
Everything's gotten so strange, Pop. The only people I trust are you and guys I grew up with.
What do we say to him?
We'll say nothing. He's going to hell for 7 years. What am I going to do, wish him luck? Champagne for my real friends, and real pain for my sham friends.
Can't believe you brought my student in here.
I mean, you haven't done anything wrong yet.
What do you mean yet?
She's the only girl I've ever kept fantasizing about after I slept with her. Is that normal? That's a pretty good kind of normal.
We haven't talked about this at all. You know, this is our last night.
It's not our last night. My last night. I watched him ruin his life. The last 10 years, I've been watching him get deeper and deeper. I look at these people around me and I'm thinking, these are my friends? Dude, I don't even know these people.
He doesn't trust me.
What reason does he have not to trust you? I got one idea, but I need a big favor from you. Now, if he runs, he's gone. He ain't coming home. If he pulls the trigger, they close the casket. They lock him away, he's gone. You'll never see him again.
Stay with me.
No, I gotta do one more little thing.
Years from now, you gather your family together, you tell them the whole story. Who you are, and where you come from. And then you ask them if they know how lucky they are to be there.
This will be the best night of my life. Best night of my life. I play this character, Montgomery Brogan, and he, the story, which is derived from the novel, The 25th Hour, it's all about a young guy spending his last 24 hours in Manhattan before he turns himself in. My main reaction to it in the first read was just emotional. It was very emotional because you just feel for all of these characters and what they're going through, and the pain of it and the tragedy of it.
You know you'll still be a young man when you get out. I know you don't think about it, but don't start any trouble in there. Keep your head down.
Don't worry about me, please.
You could have been, if you wanted money, you could have done anything you wanted. Doctor, lawyer.
Don't lay that on me.
That's all I'm saying.
Don't lay that on me. I mean, when Sal and his crew were squeezing you for the payments,
I didn't hear you wishing I was a law school student then. Not one from you back then.
There were lots of mistakes. I should have stopped drinking when your mother passed.
Oh, please don't do this.
An 11-year-old boy with a dead mother and a drunk father. You know, I got no one to blame but myself.
Oh, stop. It wasn't you, Bob.
The one thing we did, though, is that this novel was written before September 11th. Once September 11th happened, we knew that it had to be included in this film. We felt that we would be irresponsible artists if we shot this film in New York City and people walking around like 9/11 never happened. I like ensemble cast. When you see people you like, you know that you want to work with them. And I'm patient because I know there has to be the right role and everything is timing.
The thing about Spike is that he works so hard, he's so prepared, and he moves, he moves. And so I actually found it kind of like a dream, to tell you the truth.
I mean, I've said to people before, I think he's like the greatest, most underappreciated, or you could say the most underappreciated great American filmmaker, in the sense of American film. There's really only a handful that you can point to that have a truly distinct, voice as a filmmaker.
Funny you should say that.
Why? Why is it funny I should say that?
What you say, it was funny.
Because you can't, it's an expression. If you say that...
It's a euphemism,
Can you
right?
explain this? You're the English teacher.
I think what he means, Kostya, is that when you say funny you should say that, that means that it reminds you of a funny story.
Exactly.
No. It was funny what you say. Funny you should say that.
That still makes no sense. This is what I deal with. This is what I was talking about.
This was like a morality tale in a way. It's about the consequences of moral passivity, of not examining what you're doing, not really taking a hard look at whether or not you've floated into some gray areas ethically, and I like that. I think those are I don't want to say anything's important, but those are stories that have a cautionary intent, I think, are good.
Something is wrong?
No, I'm having the time of my life. What do you think, you dumb?
Uncle Nikolai wants me talking with you. Wants to make sure you come to club tonight.
You know what? You're like the third person in 2 days that said that to me. What the is going on? What does he really want?
I don't know.
Come all the way up here just to tell me you don't know? You never heard of a telephone?
But you do not answer my calls. And Uncle wants to make sure that you're tonight at the bridge.
I'll be there, for Christ's sake.
My name is Sean McCauley. I'm the Los Angeles film critic for The Times. My job is, like most film critics, is sifting through the mass of films that come out every week. Many of them good, many of them bad. So I think the job of a film critic is to make film come alive. I'm really lucky because I'm the only Los Angeles-based film critic who works full-time for an English newspaper. It's a simple idea, but it makes a lot of sense because Hollywood is the center of movie making in the world. So why wouldn't you have a reviewer where they make movies? The difference that makes in my approach to reviewing is I've sort of absorbed a lot of the local culture, the way people analyze movies in Hollywood. It's an industry town and they're a bit more practical about it. So for me, it's reviewing is a little more utilitarian. It's rather like a botanist cutting a plant in half or something. You're looking at how it works, why it doesn't work, and so on. The biggest threat to Hollywood has now been digital TV and cable TV, which offers a tremendous amount of choice, and Hollywood has responded very cleverly by providing more choice back to the viewer. So where in the old days you'd have 1 or 3 screen cinemas, now you have 14 screen multiplexes, so there's an immense amount more film to choose from. The other thing that Hollywood does better than TV is spectacle, is on a grand scale. So a movie like Gladiator, for example, is something that television can never compete with. Special effects have got better, the screens have got bigger, even the shape of the theatre has changed. You now have stadium seating and so on, so it's much more like a grand event. Even the art house movies have changed to compete with television. In the old days, you know, an art house movie was something foreign with subtitles. It was pretty glum, probably in black and white. These days, you know, the independent film is very vibrant. You have a lot of actually quite big stars moving over into art house films. I mean, George Clooney's done Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, which is pretty much an art house movie. And something like Frida, you know, has many stars in it, like Salma Hayek and Ed Norton and so on. You just have to look at the range of films on this DVD to see what I'm talking about. On the one hand, you can have something like a very sensitive drama like Antoine Fisher, which is directed by Denzel Washington. It's very, you know, subtle, nuanced, you know, it's gentle, humanist entertainment. And on the other hand, you can have something like The Recruit, which is, you know, slam, bang, action, you know, it's a straightforward conspiracy thriller. Probably the most extreme pick of the bunch, I think, is Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, which is a very clever, tricksy study of Chuck Barris. I mean, this is a guy who was a game show host in America who also claimed to be a CIA operative and had made something like 37 assassinations. This is a really whacked out movie. It's, you know, it really pushes the boundaries of what mainstream film should be. The wonderful thing about Frida, I think, is if they'd made this movie in the 60s, it would have been a tiny little study of a tortured artist. They make it now, they have a budget, it's directed by the same woman who directed The Lion King on Broadway. This is colourful explosion of creativity, tango, bisexuality, everything you want, I think, in a creative artist movie. One of the ways Hollywood has changed quite a lot in the last 10, 15 years is star power. The stars have a lot more power now. This is the way movies get made. If a star says yes to something, that's usually sufficient regardless of quality. So, but the benefit of this is that stars also want to demonstrate their power by directing their own films. Well, Denzel Washington, for example, I mean, he'll do, you know, straightforward thrillers for a studio, and in return they'll let him do his pet project. Well, in this case, the pet project is Antoine Fisher. This is a lovely story. It's it was written by a guy who was a security guard at Sony Studios. Washington met him and wanted to tell his story. You know, he was abandoned and beaten as a child and so on. This is his story, his journey to adulthood and maturity. The great thing about a movie like Antoine Fisher is that it's directed by an actor who's acutely sensitive, I think, and has a sense of observation about characters and so on. So it's really not a vanity project, even though Washington plays, you know, the psychiatrist who helps the child to heal. The movie itself is full of lovely little touches and well worth checking out. I hope you enjoy this sample of forthcoming movies. Film is a global culture, it's a thriving culture, and we'll endeavour to report on it to the best of our abilities for you.
Solaris is a planet that's been discovered, but that seems to have very unusual characteristics. Chris Kelvin is sent to try and recover what is basically an abandoned space mission.
I get there, a lot of people are already dead or missing. All kinds of strange things start happening. People start appearing.
Of course, he has no idea what he's about to deal with. He has to come here and sort of unpeel the layers and try and figure out what's going on.
I could tell you what's happening, but I don't know if I'd really tell you what's happening.
And everyone has these visitors.
How are you here?
How do you mean?
Who was it? My wife. Dead.
Solaris is generating characters that it's pulling from their subconscious.
Do you remember where we first saw each other?
On a train.
My character gets sucked into the idea of, I get it, she doesn't exist, or she exists on a different plane, and I'm perfectly willing to sacrifice a little bit of reality for a while just to have a night with my wife again.
Kelvin is being given a second chance.
Don't blow it.
But it's a second chance that's heavily freighted with a lot of the burdens of the first chance, and a lot of the possibilities for failure are still there.
What does Solaris want from us? If you keep thinking there's a solution, you'll die here.
Solaris goes back a long, long way for Lightstorm. Just based on a passion for Stanislaw Lem's novel, we'd been pursuing the rights for some years.
We had literally just sort of sat down and said, okay, now what do we want to do with this? You know, should I write it? Should we hire a writer? You know, how are we going to approach breaking this down?
Then we got the dream call any producer could get from Steven Soderbergh saying that this was something he was passionate about too, and would we consider letting him write and direct it?
This was a week before I started shooting Traffic. We went and had dinner. And I said, look, I have an idea of how to do this, but I don't want to make a deal to do this. I want to write it on spec. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's the approach I want to take. Here's what I want to focus on. Can I just take a run at this? They said, fine.
His initial script blew us away and was also not what we expected. Both of those I consider to be good things.
We embarked on a 2.5-year partnership that's resulted in this film.
I think the most difficult thing about bringing Solaris to the screen was bringing to the material people of a caliber that would create the best possible version of a very complex and emotional story.
I actually lobbied for this job. I sent him a letter and said I wanted to do it. He was talking to another actor, and he just finished the script. And I read it, sent him a letter and said, I don't know if I can do it, but I'd like to take a crack at it. Thank God the other actor passed.
George is kind of the central planet, and the moons that orbit around him are lesser-known actors. This was critical, I think, for the casting of this film, because he wanted these to be real people, even down to the casting of Rhea with Natasha McElhone.
I'm awake.
Yes.
This is not a film that is like any other film that you can go and see.
At the end of the day, it's this great love story that asks a lot of questions, which I don't think any of us have the answers to.
It's an actor's piece. It's the hardest thing I've ever done by far.
It's something we all want and wish we had at some opportunity, I think, in our lives.
Who wouldn't want a second chance at something? And that's what this movie's all about.
Our enemy has more than twice our guns, more than twice our numbers. And they will sell their lives dearly.
Congratulations. I think you got another hit on your hands. Oh, yeah.
I met this girl when I was 10 years old.
And what I love most, she has so much soul.
That song reminded me of us.
I remember the exact day I met Dre and fell in love with the music.
Oh, look, y'all, look what they doing over there.
And as we grew up, the music grew with us.
Let me guess, newlyweds, right?
Please, we are just friends.
Please. Why do you have to say it like that?
Dre was going his direction.
I want to show you something.
Oh my God.
Sydney was going hers.
Dre, man, cook for me.
Did you actually see him cook for you?
No.
He's running game on you.
His game worked.
That's good coffee.
Let's have sex now.
Let's.
Me and Dre have been through a lot together, so yes, I love him as a friend. Maybe the fact that you're that close bothers me.
We've been through everything together.
You never thought about hooking up.
You get the best of both worlds.
You get the buddy and the boo.
You remember that feeling? It was so real. If we look back, maybe we can find that thing that we both know is missing.
What just happened was the most amazing 5 minutes I've ever had in my life.
10 minutes.
7.
9.
Okay, 8, whatever.
Don't punk out. I didn't punk out with Sydney. You did. All I did was respect her wishes.
Sound like some punk logic right there, man.
Are you sure you want to do this tomorrow?
Yeah. I want to marry,
Reese.
Yeah. I want to marry Reese.
I got 2 words for the world. Be prepared. I got 3 words for your girl. Don't be scared. Ask where the real hip hop is overhead.
Tay Diggs, Sanaa Lathan, Mos Def, Nicole Ari Parker, Boris Kojo, and Queen Latifah.
That's your man. Friends, shut up. Say something then. What type am I?
You brown sugar. You could probably be in a video. Do this. Do this.
Steady rocking like this.
Damn, baby.
We came to America because we had to get away from things. The Irish built Manhattan. So my dad says. Is that our building?
You gonna live with kids in this building?
Is this a haunted house?
It's a magic house.
No monsters, no ghosts, no nightmares, no witches. No people coming into the kitchen, smashing the dishes. Mom, Dad, Christy and Ariel, all together in one happy family. After the night of the thunder, something changed. Shrek! Ah! Shrek! Go away! Someone's in there. Knock again, I dare you.
The kids from upstairs.
What's your name?
Mateo, what's yours?
Ariel, hello.
How many children do you have? 3.
2.
2. We lost one. Look at me and tell me the truth.
Frank, you had your eyes, Johnny.
I miss things. You don't play with us.
You play witches.
Not like you used to.
So you're gonna put your life on the line for the sake of the kids. You know what the doctor said.
What does he know about us?
You need a miracle, Mateo. What's wrong with me, Mateo? We can't laugh. We can't cry. I think I'm going insane. You don't believe.
Just make believe you're happy, Johnny. Please, for the kids.
Everybody smile and say cheese.
Dad, America's okay.
Right. When luck comes knocking on your door, you can't turn it away. This is a miracle, Sarah.
Are you crying? Dad, they're gonna shoot you! Are you going home like EJ?
I suppose I'm going home.
Will you say goodbye to me? Dad, can we stay here all day? Dad?
What?
Nothing!
Doesn't it ever wake you in the middle of the night? The feeling that someday they will pass that foolish law and come for you and your children. Take you all away. It does indeed. I feel a great swell of pity for the poor soul who comes to that school looking for trouble. What's happened to you?
Don't you remember?
You should have killed me when you had the chance!
Kill him, Bobby!
No! No!
Welcome, Professor.
You haven't told him about his past.
Who is he?
I can't remember.
Sometimes anger can help you survive.
The war has begun. Eric, what have you done?
Are you here to confirm that Daredevil is responsible for this, Detective?
There is no proof that Daredevil even exists.
He can hear it before it makes a sound. He can sense it before it happens. He can vanish before you realize he's there. And he's the last person you never expect.
Police suspect the vigilante Daredevil was the one to bring the criminals to justice.
I don't know why you read that trash. You want the truth? Tell me. She's hideous. Excuse me. I just wanted to get your name. Does every guy have to go through all this to find out your name?
You should try asking for my number.
I've been following that piece you wrote about the Kingpin.
How do you kill a man without fear?
Let the bodies hit them.
Give me bullseye.
The devil's mine. I hope justice is found here before justice finds you.
How can you be a skeptic?
There's no eyewitness. I mean, Bigfoot has eyewitnesses.
Please.
Dory, do you see anything?
I see a light.
A light?
Yeah. Over there.
I see it too. What is it?
It's so pretty.
I'm feeling happy, which is a big deal for me.
I want to touch it.
Oh. Hey, come back. Come on back here.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna swim with you.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna be your best friend. Good feelings gone. I need to find my son.
Your son Chico?
Nemo.
Right. Let's ask somebody for directions. Hey!
Ask for directions. It could ingest us and spit out our bones.
What is it with men and asking for directions?
Grab shell, dude! Embark on an adventure as big as the ocean itself. Hello?
Nemo! Don't worry, whales don't eat clownfish, they eat krill. I want krill!
Walt Disney Pictures presents a Pixar Animation Studios film, Finding Nemo.
The water's going down! It's half empty!
I'd say it's half full.
Stop that!
Theatricals for entertainment.
Yeah.
A plague unbound your houses!
I'm the king of the world!
Very touching, very Academy of Dramatic Art.
20th Century Fox presents the best pictures of all time. A collection of award-winning movies, now available to own on DVD.
be proud to lead you wonderful guys into battle anytime, anywhere.
Tough eyes here!
They say you can run like the wind.
I've always wanted to see the frontier before it's gone.
Where are you going?
I'm going to pick a fight.
God almighty.
This is it!
Experience the greatest movies of all time.
I'm flying!
As you've never seen them before.
Come and get me, boys.
The sharpest picture, the clearest sound, and exclusive DVD extras.
Hi there.
Stop by. Action.
The Sunday Times and 20th Century Fox Award Winners Collection.
Now, are you in or are you out?
Look out for the Sunday Times throughout February and March for unbelievable DVD offers that will help you build your own Award Winners DVD collection.